Welcome to The Real and the Scripted, episode 11. We're going to start off with Dana White's an idiot.
Wow, what else is new about Dana? Oh, man, well, duh.
I just want to start off with that because he went off on that big tangent about Francis. And he contradicts himself so much because he was like, we don't do stupid gimmick fights. We did Floyd versus Connor. It's like, that's a gimmick fight. And he tries to claim...
And the BMF titles.
And he was trying to claim, what about James Toney versus Randy Couture?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Or Brock Lesnar. Just...
Like, it might have worked out a little bit.
Yeah, that one's fine, but it started out that way.
Yeah,
but
they literally signed him after one MMA fight against a fucking old
He's
man.
also trying to claim that they paid Floyd Mayweather. I was like, you guys didn't pay Floyd Mayweather anything. It was a Showtime boxing pay-per-view. The only thing the UFC had was they put their name on some stuff because of Conor.
It's actually really funny because 8 hours ago, Dana White said, if Tyson Fury really wants to fight John Jones in the UFC, I will make it happen.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, he's dumb.
He doesn't like that somebody got a one-up on him.
I said this
he can't live with
he can't lose. Like, he can't stand losing.
He's a sore loser.
I said this a couple weeks ago. He is the king of contradicting himself. He's a fucking moron.
He literally has a slap fighting league. He doesn't do gimmick fights.
Yeah, we don't do stupid gimmick fights. You have a whole stupid gimmick league.
He always says that. We don't do that here. You don't do what? Pay fighters well? It just came out, the report of last year. The fighters only receive 13% of the revenue. 13%. Every other sport is 50-50.
That fucking...
Every other sport is 50-50?
NBA, NFL, MLB, they're all 50-50.
50-50?
That's crazy.
The players get 50% of the revenue, and then the organization gets 50%.
That's crazy. I mean, good for them. I'm not saying, oh, you greedy bastard.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you have a players' association and stuff like that.
But
There's no fighters' association, though.
Yeah, and then I guess the 50% would just be divided up.
Yeah, it's
equally
divided up. It's like, the players overall account for 50% of the revenue.
Interesting.
But it's not like, every player's of course not getting paid the same, but like, it's still majority 50%.
Weird.
But then, that's like, UFC is kind of like the real, like America, like only the top 1% of fighters are actually making like...
Yeah. Great money.
An athlete like that should be getting, But most fighters are making 12 and 12, 15 and 15, whatever, stuff like that.
Most of their retired fighters are not doing so well.
Yeah, and if you make 20 and 20, and then say you only fight one time that year, and then you get hurt, you can't, no sponsorship.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of fucked up because they don't even pay the medical, do they? Unless it happens You
can go to the the performance center thing and get like certain things, but if you need like a surgery and stuff, they don't cover it.
Don't they cover a little bit if it happens inside the octagon? Because isn't that why Justin Gaethje wanted somebody to break his nose?
I think it is inside the octagon.
So if it happens in the octagon,
but if it's like during training, they're like, go fuck yourself. Which is where most injuries happen.
That's why, it's like, it seems like when something catastrophic happens, it seems as though they bounce back quickly because the UFC has to pay for the doctors.
Right.
Think about when Anderson broke his leg. Remember, he was boxing a couple months, or not even a couple months, a couple weeks after. You're like,
pads or whatever.
Yeah, and you're like, Jesus Christ, he's standing on that.
That's why it's weird that it's taking Chris Weidman so long to come back. It's don't get me wrong, there's a gruesome injury.
Like Chris Weidman, so they gave him a B doctor. They're they won't have to chop it off, but you're not coming back for a while. It's for your own good and for your own chin.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand why Dana doesn't like what Francis did, because it makes the UFC look bad. It makes the UFC... It shows that the UFC could do more, but don't. And it shows how much the higher-ups make and the fighters don't. Especially with Francis, not only did he make sure he got paid, but he's going to make sure all of his opponents get paid. So it's Dana White doesn't like
hey, I got you paid.
Yeah.
Take a dive.
Well, that's why
they probably won't need to take a dive. He's going to fight nobodies.
I get not every fighter should be making,
millions
or even high six figures. But if you're like a main event of a fight night, why are you making 30 and 30? Like,
Yeah, that would kind of
the
blow.
whole event is around you, and you're not even making 100K. If you win, if you lose, you get half that. That's the worst thing. It should just be if you sign a fight, you get that money. A win-loss thing, that's
okay. So here's
especially when it comes to like shitty decisions. Like you lost half your paycheck because the judge.
Yeah, I don't think you should lose half your paycheck, but maybe there should be a win bonus.
A win bonus like 10K or 15K, something like that. Depending on how much your pay is. It should be like 20% of your pay or something.
Yeah, I don't think you should lose money.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be like.
Especially if it's 30,000 and then like
if you win, you get
15%. Like 15% goes to like your trainers, or 30% goes to your trainers, and then you still have to like live and eat and all that shit, and you're just like, I just spent 6 months of my life to get
$5,000.
Yeah, 10K.
That African fighter that won last weekend.
Yeah,
he was like, I have $7 in my bank account right now, and I'm like, and you're fighting for the UFC. That's such bullshit.
He was living in the gym he was training at, and Colby Covington was feeding him.
Was Colby Covington feeding him his scraps because Colby Covington is a racist?
See, that's his one black friend then. He's like, hey, I can say the N-word.
Yeah.
That's it.
But to him specifically.
Yeah.
He's his Michael.
Huh? Oh.
That's his
only
mindset.
if he well, I guess technically he's in the big time. He is in the UFC, so I guess
Because once he gets up there, Colby Covington's like, hey dude,
he's like, I've never had one of those. A what? A mat?
Food. I'm just kidding.
Oh man, that's.
But and then staying
Colby,
on the topic of how shitty Dana White is, the fact that he's like forcing Aljo to fight. He only wanted to wait an extra month. He said September, and Dana White's like, no, August. If not, we're doing an interim title and threatening him with all this stuff and talking shit about him. That's your champion and a guy who's fought. Aljo has the most title defenses in the last year than any other fighter.
That's crazy.
That's what,
He really does not want him to be champion, so he's just gonna throw waves at.
It's just like Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, that is kind of bullshit because it's not even that far off.
Yeah, it's literally a month. Not even a full month. He said like September 5th or something.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Aljo.
I don't
like. But I just don't like that.
But
that's
bullshit. Thing,
yeah.
And then
especially against someone who doesn't even fucking deserve the shot.
Sugar Sean having the nerve to say you're supposed to be a fighting champion when Aljo's fought 13 times in the last 13 times.
God
3 times in the last 13 months, and Sugar Sean's fought once in the last 15.
But I will say, he did have some tough fights. Kind of like, I don't know.
I mean, Cheeto and then Petr Yan.
He lost to Cheeto once, and then should have lost to Petr Yan.
Yeah, that's.
He's only had 2.
I'm not talking about. No, I'm not talking about Sugar Sean.
Oh, you're talking about Aljo.
He should have put away Dillashaw.
He should have put in the first round. He should have put.
Yeah, there's some questionable performances in there, but it's
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's not some entertaining champion that I'm like dying to watch, but it's like he's a champion of your company. You know, you gotta. He wants Colby Covington to be champion, and he's a boring fighter too. He just lays against the cage and fucking
knees to the legs and shit.
Yeah. His only exciting fights are when Usman was beating his ass.
beat the shit out of him. That was great. Yeah, everything else has just been boring.
And what's the difference between Colby and Aljo? He's a lot bigger.
I thought you were gonna go down a different road.
The black thing?
Oh no, I was talking about the hair thing.
Oh,
he had more hair.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, he's just
somebody's racist.
I just don't get
Christian.
Everyone's like, oh, the sport, the UFC wouldn't be the same without Dana White. Yeah, it'd be better if we want to have him spewing garbage at us every fucking week. It's just ridiculous.
This is the Donald Trump of MMA.
Literally, 100%. He just says whatever he wants. It doesn't have to back
you're
it
fired.
up.
Get the fuck away from
He
me.
can also do whatever he wants because he fucking slapped the fuck out of his wife and nothing happened.
Yeah.
No
I gotta live with
repercussions.
it. You gotta live with what? Nothing.
My hand hurts a little bit. So nobody care.
If anything, he's on TV more now. I swear he's doing interviews every day. I'm like, it's like he's living it up. Fucking the publicity, bad publicity or not, he's living it up. Just doesn't make any sense. And he was all talking.
He's
shit.
kind of like who I thought Chael Sonnen really was. Like it just seems like that would be a Chael Sonnen.
He is
type.
the real life Chael Sonnen character.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chael Sonnen's persona morphed into a real guy.
In a real person.
Because
Yeah.
Dana White didn't used to be like that. I mean, I get the money and the fame got to his head, but he used to be kind of quiet and like kind of a decent guy, I guess. Maybe it's just.
I know,
wasn't his
and
true
then when he'd
colors,
spew off, you'd be like, "Whoa, that's a big thing. That's
but
crazy."
now that's all. That's why I think it is a gimmick, because like you said, like he would be like calm and collective and whatever, but then when something happened, he'd be like, "Oh," and get all pissed. But now it's just every interview he's just pissed, yelling. I'm like,
Right? I don't know.
what are you yelling about?
Yeah.
Even if it's a good thing, that guy's a fucking monster. He's fucking awesome.
Hang on, singing bareback. Keep
You
going.
bastard.
Just keep going.
But yeah, I just think Francis can't be the only one who's gonna stick it to him. Like, if more fighters start doing that, that's how change is gonna happen. I get people
I
don't
don't
want to
think-
risk it. I get it's a risk.
It's a big risk,
Francis
especially because you have to be the guy who draws. So like
Yeah,
if
Francis
Connor
left
went,
it
you'd
there.
be like, "Oh shit, I can't believe Connor left." Well, maybe not now, but
I mean, I still think now.
you still. Well, I think casuals now. I think most people would be like, "All right, so he's gonna go to another league and fight cans."
I mean, yeah,
Like,
but
whatever.
You know, people would still tune in.
Yeah.
Like Conor McGregor versus fucking, I don't know, Mike Perry and Bare Knuckle. People will watch.
Yeah.
But
but back then it would have just made
yeah,
kind of like how Francis left champion. So like I guess he kind of did that with the Floyd thing. He just kind of,
Well,
but
I
then
think-
that was massive.
if all these better fighters would just say no to the UFC's like crazy stipulations, because these other organizations, maybe they're not getting as much publicity, but they're paying well, so they could still go make money, and then the UFC would see that and then have to change it. But if everyone just keeps signing for those crappy deals where they're basically
If they just allow endorsements, Jesus
Yeah.
I
fucking
know.
Christ.
well, I also hate the fact that like they say, oh, they're private contractors, but they can't do anything outside of the UFC. Like that's
Yeah.
like saying like the plumber you hired, he can't go plumb for anybody else, just you, even though he's a private contractor.
Yeah, that's really fucking dumb.
Yeah, like don't call him that then. Make them your employee.
Well,
Give
then
them-
I guess they should negotiate for one fight deals instead of.
Yeah, that's like what fucking Devin Haney just did. That was only a one fight deal for Top Rank. Now he can go wherever he wants.
Nice.
Go outside of Top Rank with that fucking biased bullshit.
That was really bad. Actually, we could talk
Even-
about that.
Yeah, let's talk.
That-
Yeah, I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
Loma
Watson.
versus Devin Haney.
Oh,
Even my
man.
coworker came up to me. He was like, "Who'd you have winning?" I was like, "Devin Haney."
Haney,
He was
yeah.
like, "Me too. I don't understand. Oh, I don't understand the backlash."
No,
Like,
I really don't, because the whole fucking night, all you would hear is what a fabulous shot by Loma, and you're like,
miss or
you're like, what are you
glancing shots.
yeah, it's like he hit it right on the arm. What
And
are
it
you
was
talking
after
about?
2 clean body shots from Haney.
And
that they
those
said
body
nothing
shots,
about.
and then like Lomachenko's doing these little, and then Haney's hitting him, and it's like boom,
Yeah.
whoa.
And I swear, like the 4th round, I could perfectly remember the 4th round. Haney was hitting him with the jab and the body shots.
Yeah,
They said he landed 9 punches and Loma landed 15.
There's
and
no
Loma
way.
literally stood in his shell the whole round. I was like, where are these ghost punches coming
Yeah,
from?
the bias was insane, and that's where the backlash comes from. The commentary was so biased, and Lomachenko.
I know, because if you're being told the whole fight
Yeah.
that this person's winning or whatever,
Yeah.
or that it's really close. I'm sitting there. Is it?
yeah, I was
they
like,
kept-
there's no way.
When Max Kellerman into like it was like the 9th round, he had it tied. I was like, what? And then at the end of the fight, he had Loma winning every single of those last rounds. I was like, what is he talking about?
I didn't have Lomachenko winning a single of the early rounds.
I think he won the 3rd.
10 and 11 by
But-
far he won those ones, but that's it.
Yeah.
And then the 12th, they gave Lomachenko the 12th, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
I think
That was one of
I
Haney's
think I
best
scored
rounds.
like 8-4 or something like that. 8 rounds to 4.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of what
something like that. Yeah,
somewhere around there.
I
don't get it.
It was insane. They were acting like Lomachenko was just dominating him.
Beating
People were
his
acting
ass,
like
yeah.
he was
I
destroying
know, like
him.
sending him to the ropes and shit like that. You're like, what is?
Look, and then look at the
Like
damage.
he's too square. He's too square. That's why he's eating all these shots. And you're like,
And Timothy Bradley's
What are we talking
dumbass. He is the worst commentator. The worst. Every time we watch anything where he's commentating, he's just a fucking straight moron.
Well,
He kept saying, it's
going
going to happen. It's going to happen. It's coming. It's coming for
and it never happened,
Lomachenko.
yeah. But then, what he was saying about the like little stupid pitter-patter punches.
The
on
fight we watched
undercard
before that?
fight, fucking, who was it? Ortiz versus, I can't remember the other guy's name. But the other guy was hitting Ortiz like, but they were
Not
clean.
as hard shots, but
They were
Yeah.
clean. They were landed. And they were like, all these pitter-patter shots don't mean nothing. The judges
But then
aren't
that's
gonna
what
score
Lomachenko's
that.
doing. They're like, oh, he's scoring.
Masterful
Like,
work.
what?
Yeah.
Masterful. Yeah. What a
They're acting
mastering
like,
the sweet science.
They're
You're
just
like, I
acting
don't
like
understand.
Lomachenko was like,
Like, their biasm was so, like, convincing that, we weren't like, oh, Loma did win. But we were like, oh, man, they're about to rip off me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I was
Sitting
like, they're
there,
gonna rob him.
like, that's bullshit.
And
I
then
was
when
even sitting
I
there-
was so shocked. It was like, that's how bad boxing is that I was shocked it wasn't a robbery. I was like, oh, man, they actually did.
they
I-
need to, people, like, especially the casuals, need to shut the commentary off, rewatch that fight, count the punches yourself and how much damage was being done. Because that was not
And
a
Haney
close
was
fight.
backing Loma up like 80%.
Yeah, that's why I
Look
texted
at
you in the
their
morning. I was like,
faces.
did you have Loma winning? Because I
Yeah.
didn't. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Everybody I personally know that like isn't just an online person that who's came up and asked me, who's like, did you have Loma winning? I'm like, no. Me either.
I was like, I didn't understand the backlash when I woke up. I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
I didn't get it.
Oh my god,
Everybody
what
on
happened?
Twitter
Look at
calling
the
it,
damage.
Oh, boxing's dead. It's one of the worst robberies I've ever seen. I was like, you haven't
You
seen
are out of
robberies
your
then because that was
mind.
not one of them. Even if they would have gave it to Loma, I would have said I don't think he won. But robbery it can't be they were saying close
If they
fight
gave it to
and
Loma,
then robbery.
if
I'm
they
like,
gave it to Loma, I would have said it was robbery. Look at the damage done.
I guess that would have been more
Haney had
robbery.
no damage anywhere on him.
But everybody before the decision, close fight, good fight, amazing fight. Robbery. I was like, how is it a close fight then a robbery?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was
crazy. I mean, some of the scoring was bad.
Well, that's one of the things is everyone's like, any judge that gave that 12th round to Haney needs to be fired. I'm
12th
like,
round was
won
when
the
he started
12th
coming
round.
back. Yeah. He came back from getting rocked in the 11th to hitting that body shot again and
Because
hitting
I even remember
jabs.
saying, I was like, oh man, he needs a strong 12th round after he got rocked in the 11th. And he had a strong 12th round. I was like, he definitely won, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. And they
That's
did.
crazy to me
I'm
that
happy.
people think it's a robbery. I'm like,
One thing I
what?
will say, though, is I think both of them are a bit overrated. I think
Well, yeah, when they
Shakur
say
or
Loma
Gervonta
is one
beats
of the
both.
greatest boxers
Oh
of
yeah,
his generation,
Loma is
that's
overrated.
crazy.
yeah.
But he is
doesn't
good.
even have 20 fights yet.
Yeah.
They're good, don't get me wrong. I don't mean overrated as in they're not good fighters, but they're not as good as people
Not
make them
the
out.
greatest fighter
I
of his
think-
generation.
No.
I think Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta beat both of them.
You think Shakur Stevenson beats Devin Haney right now?
Yes.
Shakur Stevenson doesn't have enough experience. I think it would be Ryan
But I
Garcia
think
versus
he's
Tank
faster
all
and
over
hits
again.
harder.
Yeah, but I think it'll be Ryan Garcia versus Tank all over again. Just
Maybe,
someone with not
but
enough
I think
experience.
Tank beats both of them easy.
I would like to see that.
That'd be good, yeah. That's a good division right now. You still got Tank and Ryan. You got those two, and then Shakur waiting. But
Actually, I think Devin Haney would have to drop, or Tank would have to go up to fight Devin Haney.
Devin
it's
Haney
only
does
like
kind of
4
look,
pounds there or something.
Devin Haney was bigger than Lomachenko.
Yeah,
I
he
think
looked
Lomachenko
pretty
was bigger
big.
than Tank.
and he's tall.
Yeah.
But everybody's bigger than Tank.
I mean, weight-wise, too, though.
Yeah,
Not
but
just
I'm
height.
pretty sure it's only a 4-pound difference between their weight classes.
Oh, man, maybe.
I mean, you got
Well, because boxing, you could
every
you could have a sandwich
pounds
and
is a
be in a
weight
different weight
Yeah.
class or whatever.
But yeah, that's
I was shocked by the backlash the most. I was
Like-
happy Devin Haney winning. He landed the better shots through the majority of the fight.
that's what people also don't understand is it's round by round. Everyone's like, Loma had the best round. It doesn't matter. One
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
And it wasn't 10-8. He got rocked once and then
Yeah,
survived.
He never got
fine.
dropped.
Yeah.
Boxing isn't like MMA. You can't just have a 10-8 round based off domination.
Just
You have to
throwing
drop
10-8
them.
rounds all
Yeah.
over the place. That was.
That's
yeah.
what people don't understand. And it's all about recency bias that like they forgot the whole first 7 rounds happened that Devin Haney was in almost complete control of.
And then like it's also the bias. Like they just don't want to admit he wasn't as good as they thought he was. People thought he was just gonna
Tear
run
through
over everybody, but
Just
then he
like
lost
when
to
he-
Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, that was That was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was rooting so hard for Lopez.
He's fighting, what's his name? Josh Taylor, right? Teofimo Lopez?
I think so.
The Monster fights the same night that Crawford and...
No, it's the same week. It's
Oh,
the
same
20
Oh, thank God.
It's the 25th, and then they fight on the 29th. Yeah, and then the week, or 3 days before the Monster fight, is UFC London return of Tom Aspinall. And then a week before that, or 2 weeks before that, is the Volk Yair fight. Man, July's crazy.
But then, like, you see people like DC and stuff saying, "Oh, that was a robbery," and people are like, "You're gonna call DC a casual?" Yeah. When does he ever talking about When does he ever talking about boxing?
Exactly.
He only was watching this fight because
Yeah,
of Lomachenko.
Josh Taylor, June 10th.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Just because he was an MMA fighter doesn't mean he knows anything about boxing. Yeah. And
But I forgot about Teofimo Lopez in that division too. That's a pretty good division. But
It's actually a really
it's a good division
yeah.
if the fighters can fight each other.
if they fight.
All
I mean,
the
that's
politics
boxing
and
in
shit.
general. Boxing
Yeah.
could be so good if the best fighters would just fight each other.
That's what promoters do. They want to protect their fucking best
I will
fighter.
say we're on a decent stretch here of good fighters fighting.
Did
each
you
other.
see? Oh my God! What the fuck is his name? Fernando Vargas in the crowd.
No.
I didn't even
Terrible.
recognize him. They were like,
Oh.
speaking of Oscar De La Hoya, I thought it was gonna be like his brother or like his son or something. He's like really fat with a bunch of tattoos now. And they're like, Fernando Vargas. I was like, that's Fernando Vargas? What happened to him? He looks way different.
Speaking of Oscar De La Hoya,
Well, he didn't look great back then either. But
Well, no, but
Yeah.
like I didn't even recognize him.
But speaking of Oscar, he tweeted something so stupid after the fight. He was like,
whoa.
"That was almost as bad a robbery as me versus Floyd." Shut up,
Shut
Oscar.
up! It wasn't a
Wow,
robbery.
Fernando Vargas is really. Yep, you're right.
Oh, you looked him up?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah, of course.
he's
After
so
that,
fucking
yeah, of
weird,
course.
He's so unrecognizable now.
Wow, it's okay. I loved when De La Hoya beat
The fuck
fuck out of
and
him.
Sugar Shane.
That was great.
Isn't that who Ryan Garcia's training with now? No, not
Fernando Vargas
No,
Oh God, I would hope
I
not.
was gonna say Sugar Shane, but I think I'm thinking of Jake Paul. Yeah, Jake Paul is
is training with Sugar Shane.
Sugar Shane. Yeah.
You want to talk about overrated?
Sugar Shane?
I mean, he's all right. I wouldn't put him as the greats.
I think he was a good fighter in a sea of greats. He was just like if he was in a different time period, he'd
Yeah.
probably be a really
like if he was fighting nowadays.
Oh yeah, he'd
Yeah.
tagging motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like yeah, just his style fits
But yeah,
now.
he did grow. He was in like the Pacquiao Mayweather era. And shit.
De La Hoya before that, the Trinidads, it's just he came up at just a weird
he was
time.
good. He's not bad. I don't know. I think people. He shouldn't have the Sugar nickname because Sugar is supposed to be like you think of like sleek finesse boxers.
Yeah,
He was
power
kinda-
guy.
yeah.
well, his speed was pretty.
He
He
was
had a
pretty
lot of
good,
speed,
yeah.
but he
Yeah.
did not have good defense.
No,
no.
no.
His best win was fucking beating the fuck out of Antonio Margarito after they.
Well,
found
and De La
Blaster.
Hoya, he beat De La Hoya twice.
I still think the first fight was a robbery. De La Hoya was tagging him.
I think De La Hoya has been robbed a few times. At going back to Floyd, I thought he beat
He won
Floyd,
that fight.
and I thought he beat Felix Trinidad.
Yep. That was a big one. That's
Yeah.
probably the worst one.
Yeah.
He beat Felix Trinidad.
He's like, how? I just remember him going back to the locker room, and he's like, how the fuck do I throw 180 more fucking punches and lose?
It's
and he punches
crazy.
the fucking like wall or some shit.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
It's weird that like Oscar De La Hoya was such a big draw, but it seemed like none of the promoters or like judges liked him. They always ripped him off.
The most ripped off top boxer in big fights was fucking Pernell Whitaker, though. He got ripped off against Julio Cesar Chavez bad. He made him look stupid, and the judges still gave it to
I gotta watch that.
Chavez. And who else? What was the other one that we were watching? Remember? Oh, there was another big fight, and they robbed him. We're sitting there watching, like, they're showing the whole fight. And we're like, he lost that fight? How the fuck?
That's crazy.
It has to, I don't know, because he did hit hard. Because I was gonna say maybe it's just because he didn't hit as hard as the other guys, but he hit pretty hard.
When he wanted to. He was just more flashy and, like, his
I bet you
defense.
that's what it was. The judges were probably old fucking white dudes. Who, like,
Well, the Julio
like
Cesar
this.
Chavez one was in Mexico.
They're like, man, we can't let him lose this fight.
Yeah.
We'll kill him.
They will storm the ring. But yeah. It's like, boxing's like so close to being like really good again, but then it's like bias shit and
all the politics get in the way, and it reminds you of why you hate boxing.
Yeah, why you haven't why we.
You're like,
stopped
oh
watching
yeah,
this
it sucks now. Why are we watching this?
Yeah, because there's a few fights or a few string of fights that you're like, all right, yeah, this is great. Wow, that was terrible.
Like I'll admit, like when Tyson Fury came back and was on his like first run, like where he beat
But now
the
he's being
3
a
Deontay
bitch.
Wilder fights and stuff like that, I was like, man, this is good. Heavyweight boxing is like really good again. And then, yeah, now he's being
a
stupid
bitch.
and ducking guys, and I'm like, oh,
He's like,
no one wants to fight
I'll
John
take
Jones.
80% of the purse.
yeah.
You only get
The fact that-
30,
Get out
20.
of here, you gypsy.
Usyk has the only belt that Tyson Fury doesn't have, and instead of being like, all right, 50-50 winner takes, all
At
the
least
belts.
60-40 or something. Why 80%? I'm like,
Yeah.
you're out of your fucking mind. I'm
And
not
is it only
giving
for
them
my
much.
belt or is it for the whole shebang?
Yeah.
Because if I knock your bitch ass out, I want to hold all the gold.
Yeah, I'd be like, winner gets 80 and loser gets 20. How about that?
Yeah.
But no, Tyson Fury's like, I'm the draw here. Maybe you're a bit.
You're
bigger
not.
draw,
You're
yeah,
becoming
but
not a draw anymore because everyone's getting tired of your fucking bullshit.
And everybody's forgetting about you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're sitting on the sidelines talking shit about everybody. He's like, go fight
I
somebody.
would destroy Anthony Joshua. Okay, so do it.
Fight him then. I destroy Usyk. Fight him then.
I would kill John Jones. And then John Jones is like, oh, you really think so? You want to test that out? In boxing.
Yeah,
You
I-
can't say that, you
He
idiot.
literally, he said in a street fight the first time.
Well,
too.
no, his exact words,
In the
because
street.
Joe Rogan said if you lock them in a room and said whoever comes out alive, or whoever lives gets to come out alive, and Joe Rogan was like, John Jones 100% would kill him, like,
Oh, yeah.
100%. And,
Yeah.
and he got all pissed off. No, he wouldn't. There's not a guy who was born by a mother that could beat me in a fight. But then John Jones was like, you want to test that? I meant in boxing. No. That's not what we were talking about. In an actual, like, street fight or something,
Oh, he would
John
murder
Jones
you.
is killing you.
Yeah. Your best bet is to throw a punch as he's coming in and you knock him out. That's your best bet.
That's what Joe Rogan said. And
Yeah.
Tyson Fury got, like, all pissed off.
That's your best bet. If he
Joe
gets a hold of
Rogan-
you, you're done.
Joe Rogan might beat Tyson Fury in a street fight, honestly. He gets a hold of him, those long ass arms, can snap him in half.
I would like to see that.
Literally everyone was like,
Hey, they don't do that here unless Tyson Fury says yes, then they'll do it.
And he gets 80%.
and that's another thing. Why are boxers always like, hey, any MMA fighters want to come over here? How about you go over there, you fucking punk bitch? Why are you gonna talk all that shit? Of course you're gonna beat him in a boxing match.
Yeah, they're not boxers.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, beating Ben Askren.
Yeah. Or Conor McGregor. I don't know.
Yeah, or Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
That's-
When people try to say Conor, like, he did so great, he landed one decent uppercut, whole bunch of shots to the back
of the head.
Floyd Mayweather literally was
It's-
out partying till 3 a.m. the night before the fight.
If he really wanted to get him out of there early, he would have.
He literally let him tire.
Yeah, one
himself.
flurry in like the second round. And
How do
Conor
you
bit
watch
him.
George Foreman versus Muhammad Ali and you're like, wow, Muhammad Ali had a genius game plan. But then Floyd Mayweather does the exact same thing to Conor McGregor and you're like, Conor McGregor's amazing. No, you're an idiot.
I can't believe he held his own with one of the greatest boxers of all
Floyd
time.
did it
You're like,
on purpose.
He didn't.
He
Like,
was literally fucking.
I felt like the moment he was like, all right, I'm fucking
You
getting
could
tired.
like literally
Pop,
see
pop, pop,
it
pop, pop,
when he
like
came
he
into
just
the.
turned.
It was like the 8th round. He
Yeah.
came out, started fucking tagging him. I was like, oh yeah, he's turning it on now.
And young Floyd Mayweather knocked out Conor easy.
Oh,
If
easy.
Conor fought anyone his
think-
age or size in boxing, he's getting knocked down the first two
think-
rounds.
Yeah.
I think a more trained and like well prepared Floyd knocks him out. It doesn't matter what age.
Yeah.
Knocked him out in like the 2nd or 3rd at the latest. People just don't understand. When you're training one discipline like boxing every day since you were like 12 years old, you can't just go from MMA striking to that and expect to win. You can't do it.
Yeah, but then if a boxer comes to MMA, and I'm not talking like that fucking bullshit with Ray Mercer versus Tim Sylvia. I mean a real MMA fighter versus, like, let's say Canelo. One leg kick and it'll probably be done. Probably snap the leg in half because how heavy they fucking stand on it.
The first time you've ever seen somebody actually snap the other person's leg, not their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the boxer gonna like? They go like this to punches, a kick, boom. They're gonna be like, fuck.
Yeah, or they're gonna have a show like this and get kicked right in the body and fucking crush.
And then-
Drop.
And that's not even talking about the ground game. As soon as they get taken down, just like James Toney, just
Yeah.
oh well,
But
I
don't
lost.
get me wrong. There's boxers that could hang in the striking, but like you said, as soon as a kick comes in, they're probably like, oh shit. But then as soon as they get, we seen it. As soon as Randy Couture got James Toney down, done.
It was
Instantly.
like literally 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
But granted, James Toney was a fucking out of shape piece of shit. But like you said, put Canelo in there or fucking Gervonta or
Tyson
anybody.
Fury, all these motherfuckers talking shit.
All these motherfuckers.
Imagine, because what's Gervonta? 135, right?
Yeah.
Imagine him versus Demetrius Johnson in MMA.
Demetrius Johnson is killing him.
Yeah, literally. Demetrius Johnson's fucking
I don't
kicking
think
the shit out of him.
boxers don't understand that an MMA fighter will literally kill you with their bare hands. Kill you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, you're a boxer. Great. What are you... You're going to be like, all right, put your hands up. Fucking double leg to the ground.
Hey, what are you going to punch him like this from the ground?
Oh, one elbow slam. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's another thing. The things that you call illegal in boxing, they can do
Those
whatever
clinches,
they want.
those clinches that like Floyd likes to do, like, oh, I'm gonna clinch him when he gets close.
I'm gonna
Start
kick
fucking knee into the body. Hey, what the hell?
Elbow right to the fucking
Ref,
tail.
what the fuck is this?
MMA. Oh,
He can't do that. Yes, he can.
yeah, that's why, and MMA fighters know it too. That's why MMA fighters always say, "I'll go over there," because they know they ain't gonna come over here.
If I was an MMA fighter, I'm like, I'm not going over there. You come over here.
That's why
What are
I
you
really
doing?
hope Jake Paul does keep his promise,
He's
and
not
like after the Nate boxing match, they do MMA and PFL,
There's not a chance.
because Nate's tapping him out so quick.
There's not a chance. He's not that dumb. Oh yeah, let's do MMA. Okay.
That would just be so funny if Nate just slept him.
If he sleeps
And
in
boxing?
the boxing
Yeah,
match,
that would just be
that would
hilarious.
great.
that's. I mean, we've seen him lose. Now we just need to see him get.
He's
swept.
just so slow. It makes me nervous. He's so
Yeah.
slow. He has his hands down. He doesn't have good defense.
Yeah, and like, you can say what you want about Jake Paul's like skill, but he hits
He
hard.
hits pretty hard.
And he's fast. He's faster, way faster than Nate.
Yeah,
Who's not faster than
and
Nate?
he's way bigger than.
I'm
Nate.
pretty sure old Anderson Silva's faster than Nate Diaz.
Yeah, we're talking about the guy who just boxed 6'3" Anderson Silva is now going down to box 5'10" Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Like
With
he's
his
like,
skinny
oh,
fat body.
he's like, oh, I'm going down to 185. Nate has never even been close to that in his MMA career. He was barely making 170. He was like 168 every weigh-in.
Yeah, that I don't have high hopes for it. He's just in his slow ass punches, like he wears people down, and you know
That's
they
his
get
only-
And then,
tired.
like,
That's his only hope is like lasting till like the 6th, 7th round and Jake gassing. That'd be funny, but
I'm gonna miss like his like finger points. He can't flip off. It's boxing.
With a boxing glove.
he'll probably still slap him though. I bet you.
That's illegal in boxing.
Slapping.
Yeah, you can't hit with that side.
Oh, that's dumb. I feel like that.
That's why.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
his name? Deontay
Yeah.
Wilder kept trying to say Tyson Fury's gloves weren't like folded. He can open them, and I was like, is it really that much of a difference?
I
If
know,
he's
what-
just.
I feel like
Hey, he's smacking me.
Yeah, that's like one of the dumbest illegal things I've ever seen.
How dare you?
I don't know
You
what.
cheater.
Yeah, I don't know what the benefit is. Maybe because the paw, like, there's
Well,
not
especially
enough
because-
padding. Maybe I don't.
Boxing gloves are kind of hard to like do this in, so I feel like you're not even gonna have like.
It's,
very
I mean,
good
it's already
strength.
been disproven. He's just a big baby.
Yeah,
He tried to say his corn poisoned him and all this other dumb shit. It's like, dude.
his own corner poison.
Yeah.
That's what he said. If I'm his corner, I'm like, man, fuck you. I ain't ever coaching your ass. Like,
That's why he got a new
Fuck you,
coach.
I'm
and
gonna
he got
poison you
lost
next time.
even worse. Oh, I got a new trainer. You're gonna die. He dies. I'm kidding.
yeah, he got beat.
He got
That
beat
third
bad.
fight, he got his fucking ass.
Whooped. It wasn't even
that was,
close.
Yeah, that was really bad.
I mean, the second fight wasn't that close either, but the third one was definitely the worst.
It was like each fight got progressively worse for Deontay.
The first one, we were like, he won. It was one knockdown. But then they're like, no, it's a draw.
Draw.
We were like, how, in what world is
Dude,
that?
I remember we were like, man, Tyson Fury's beating his ass. Bam! We were like,
oh,
A fucking
Yeah.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
He wasn't moving. He was literally.
Yeah.
"Ugh."
you can see the
Yeah.
he didn't even.
8, 9. Just
Yeah, we
Up on his feet.
He didn't even use his hands or anything. He
He
just.
just.
Yeah, we were like,
And
what
remember
the
Deontay
fuck?
Wilder's face?
That is not a person.
He's all.
Oh my god.
That fucking meme where people made of his face, and it's like when you see like $5 footlongs or back or something, he's like the look of disbelief.
The ones where it's like Sean O'Malley as soon as it was before the Petr Yan fight happened. It was like as soon as Petr Yan lands one leg kick, he's all,
Yeah, Deontay Wilder. When he's in the corner, just... Did he just get up? Tell me he didn't just do that.
That was the craziest get up I've ever.
It was literally like 8.
Yeah, we were like
up onto his feet.
We were like, it's over. Literally, it was like, have you seen that football player that just like stood straight up and everyone's like, how the hell did they do that? It was like that.
Yeah, that was.
Like, what the
He's
fuck?
all. Oh.
And then he was like, started beating his ass in that round.
Yeah,
after
he
that.
literally started.
We were like, what?
Deontay Wilder's in the corner. Shit.
The fact after that, if I was Deontay Wilder, I'm like, I'm taking the draw and I'm never fighting.
Yeah, I'm never
Okay.
fighting that guy.
He's a
again.
human mummy. Like he just
He's like a zombie. Just.
That was crazy.
His jaw's all hanging.
Gypsy King. Jesus Christ. That was so scary. And you're right. He's like out. He's like looking at the lights.
Yeah,
It's
literally, he was
over.
gone.
And then literally the last 3 rounds, he started beating his ass some more. And then they were like, oh, it's a draw. How many points did you give him for that knockout?
He made that a 10-1 round.
That was
Jesus.
fucking crazy.
I would have made it a 10-10 round just for him getting up like that.
That's why they scored it so bad, because they were like,
Yeah, and they were like, "We need your scores."
Draw.
10-2. 10-2. Draw.
he's. It was like,
We were literally in
8.
disbelief because we were like,
And
man,
how
Tyson
fast he
Fury's
got
beating
up.
his ass, and then bam, we were like, it's done, it's over.
It's not even movement. You can tell when they're like about to get up, but he literally was like,
Yeah, both
onto his feet.
Yeah, that was so crazy.
Oh, god damn it.
This is one of the greatest moments in boxing history.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody get up like that.
Like, from being dead, like
Yeah.
literally.
And I feel like Deontay Wilder's so used to like, if he lands
Putting
that
people
punch, they're
the
done.
fuck out,
And
yeah.
then when he got up, he was probably looking at his hands.
You know what it was like? It was like when like you have to get up at like 6:30 in the morning or something, and you like snooze your alarm, but then you go, like you shoot up like what time? That's what it was.
Yeah, like he was like, oh man.
And he heard like 8. I'm up.
Oh, shit. That's exactly how that went.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, shit.
Fucking shot up.
Oh.
Yeah, and then like how you like rapidly getting ready for like work or school or whatever. That was him. Just like, I gotta win this fight. Just fucking go.
Yeah, he literally got up. Ref's like, you good? He's like, yeah. Goes over there.
Yeah, no fear.
Deontay Wilder's like, God damn.
No fear. Usually the guy who gets the knockdown is the one who has him like in the corner.
And it's funny because Deontay Wilder too ran over there like he was gonna hit him. Just started getting hit.
He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh man, that was great. You know what's not great? Canelo Alvarez. Everyone keeps talking. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, if that was Canelo, he's not fighting those guys because he only fights cans."
Yeah, look at that fight that Canelo just had. He didn't look that great.
No.
Yeah, he bloodied the guy up off of one punch, but it wasn't like he didn't beat the dude's ass.
No, it was kind of a steady...
It was a decent fight, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't. If Canelo won, I'll give him that. But like
It wasn't impressive.
the way people are talking about how Canelo's the best, I'm like,
And then people pointed out, you notice Canelo doesn't fight black fighters anymore. I'm like, it's true. It's true. They're the best, so like, why is he not fighting them?
that's true. Well,
Oh, that's
I mean,
crazy.
He doesn't fight like, oh my god,
Women?
Terrence Crawford.
isn't
Terrence-
Terrence Crawford a lot smaller?
No, I mean maybe now, but Canelo used to fight at that weight until he got fat.
Started doing all like cocaine.
Well, did you see what he said after he won that fight? He was like, "Oh, I would like to get that Floyd fight back, but Floyd's not gonna fight me now." Yeah, because he's 50. You're an idiot. You had your chance in your prime.
Yeah.
Old Floyd Mayweather kicked your fucking
I would
ass.
laugh if Floyd said, "Let's do it." Beat his ass.
Beat his ass again. That would be that. It's like, what's your excuse now? He's even older.
Yeah, this is even
I hope he
worse.
doesn't even come in. He's just out of shape, comes in there and just kicks the shit out of him.
Like he looked against Logan Paul, hair all matted and fucking, has a belly.
Yeah, just
whooped his ass.
like puts him in the corner, like technical knockout. As soon as the ref steps in, he just gets out and leaves. And you're like,
What the
He's
hell?
all trying to hit Floyd, and Floyd's just like on the ropes.
pop, 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 pop. That would be great. I would love that. Actually,
That'd
why
be
not?
funny, yeah. That's like the one time I'd be like, "Come on, Floyd, let's go."
yeah, kick his ass.
Yeah, I used to like Canelo too. It's weird. Like, in the Triple G fights and stuff like that. But then, like, literally after the Triple G fights, he just started fighting Ken after Ken after Ken.
Yeah, because we actually thought the first Triple G fight, we were like, Canelo won that. And then they were like, draw. We were like, draw? How?
No, the first one we thought Triple G won. But then the second one, we thought Canelo won, but then they said it was a draw.
Oh, the second one was a draw, yeah. Yeah, I was like, it was like pretty clear. I thought Canelo
then that
won the
third
second one.
fight when Canelo or Triple G is like 45, and it was years later. That was terrible.
Yeah, this one guy on
that was
Twitter,
pretty bad.
or ESPN actually, ESPN Boxing's Twitter page, tried to say same vibes, and it was the Spence Crawford and then Floyd and Manny. I was like, no, Spence and Crawford are in the primes.
Yeah,
of their career.
this
What
is
are
the
you
time
talking
that they need to
Yes.
fight.
This
Floyd and Manny were
Happened
both
10 years
40
after
plus.
anybody gave a shit.
And
Yeah.
Floyd literally waited until Manny lost a couple times
And not even lost, but got like
knocked out stiff.
Yeah, and you're like,
And
this
then
isn't the same Manny.
because we were not excited. Remember when they announced it? We were like, "Wow!
Yeah,
now
great.
of all times, are you kidding?"
Great.
And I still thought Manny gave him a run for his money.
Yeah, I still thought it was close.
It was close, yeah. And Manny had a broken hand, or it was like a broken, like, I don't know. What
I
this
mean, he
was.
I'm
rocked-
sure that hurt.
He
Still.
rocked
Oh
Floyd.
yeah.
Yeah, boxing is just like there's great moments, but then there's way more bad moments.
And that's why it sucks, because, like, I think the UFC's kind of getting there. Because there's a lot more bad moments lately than
Yep.
good moments.
How many
Boring
fights are just
fucking,
terrible?
yeah, stupid shit happening, bad judging.
Oh,
the
R.I.P.
judging.
Michael Johnson's chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's
Dude,
officially gone.
He gets knocked out the same way every
time.
And he goes stiff like that.
Toes
hits his
curled.
head, and it's overhand right. Like, how do you not know to look for that by now? Just doesn't make any sense. The
It's
fact
because
that guy,
that knowledge keeps getting knocked out of him every right hand.
yeah. Fucking watch
He's like,
it,
damn,
dude.
I gotta watch out for that. Blam! Damn, I really gotta watch out for that.
And it doesn't make any sense because he'll have his guard up, but then when they start coming in, he goes, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, keep your hands up. And he was looking great.
He was looking.
Yeah.
I mean, it was already pretty much too late for him, but it's definitely too late for him now. He tried to say, "I'm not retiring yet. I really want to go for that belt."
Dude,
Well, whatever you say.
you're like 36.
It's like, man, I don't think you're gonna get that belt, man.
Especially
Especially not in that division.
Yeah, I was gonna say the murderer's row of lightweights.
He would go on the most historic tear.
That'd be even like more insane than Charles Oliveira's rise to the
Yeah,
top.
because he would have to go through Charles Oliveira.
He'd have to, the murderer's row he'd have to go through. He lost way more than Charles did.
Yeah.
Charles still had good wins and like
Doesn't Michael Johnson have like a dead even record?
I think it's like 22-17 or some shit.
It's pretty bad.
That sucks.
He's like the best worst fighter ever.
I know, because he's entertaining, and every time I see Michael Johnson, I'm like, oh, okay,
And
cool.
he has those victories like against prime Tony Ferguson. He
Dustin
knocked out
Poirier.
Dustin Poirier when Dustin Poirier was on a decent tear at the time.
Yeah, it was when
Knocked
he
him out with
came
one
up to-
punch.
when he first came up to lightweight and he won like 3 straight fights and then got knocked out by Michael Johnson.
But then he loses to like fucking nobody or something in a brutal way.
I know, it's never just like he gets like outpointed or something. It's like he always just gets slept like brutally.
Or if
Actually,
he doesn't get like totally slept, it's still a beating. Like Justin Gaethje or Khabib, they beat the fuck out of him.
He actually did. It was a couple fights ago. He got ripped off. Remember? Who the fuck was it
yeah.
against? He went to decision, and I couldn't believe they didn't give him the decision.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but we're in such a lull period of like MMA right now. Like, there's like no.
The cards
amazing
coming up
fights.
are terrible until July.
Like, don't get me. We're gonna watch them, but it's still like dreading it.
Yeah, exactly. It's more of a chore because you're like, man, first of all, I don't know these people. I don't know. How the fuck can anybody just be like, oh my god, this, the 46th Russian we've seen today? And you're like, oh yeah, he's great. He fights out of Kyrgyzstan.
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 Well, it's like this weekend. Like, yeah, I know who Kai Kara France is, but I don't know who the guy he's fighting is.
This is how I'm gonna watch the UFCs on my phone like this while I'm playing a game or something.
Yeah, it's getting to that point.
Until July.
Dedicating whole nights to it, unless it's like a.
And then I try to watch like ESPN's like Wednesday night fights and stuff like that. I don't know where people are always getting these boxing knockouts, because every time I watch boxing, it's terrible. It's two guys, like, jabbing, and then when they get close, hugging, and I'm like, oh my god.
You're like, man, this is the worst 6-round fight I've ever seen. Why am I watching 6-round fights?
It seems like we're going to have to start watching, like, UK and Japanese boxing, because that's where it seems most of these knockouts
That's where Inoue came from.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to fucking start watching, like, British boxing, just because for some reason, or, like, Irish boxing. That seems kind of fun.
Yeah.
They all have
we'll
the
watch,
same
like,
style.
it'll be, like, top 25 boxing knockouts of, like, last year. I almost said 26 of them. 22 of them are, like you said, UK or Japan or something like that. There's, like, 3 American ones. I'm like, what the fuck?
Even the pay-per-views, though, like, then when we watch them, every undercard fight is, like, a fucking decision. But then when we don't watch them, it's like, oh, look at this brutal knockout. It's like, god damn.
God fucking
yeah, literally,
damn it.
the one undercard fight we didn't watch this
it was
past
a brutal
weekend.
knockout.
Yeah, brutal knockout. The guy was... It looked like he fucking... Like,
Got shot by a sniper. He was like, dude, fucking fell on the ground.
God damn. Isn't that right? That's our mascot, Gracie.
She's fighting around the world.
She meows around the world. She doesn't fight. She acts like she will. She's like, "I'll fuck you up," but then she'll run away.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's a big old sissy. Except with Christian, she fights Christian. She does her Muay Thai kicks. She kicks like Christian's arm right here.
She got her black belt from the Nogueiras out of a cereal box.
She went, Don't disrespect the Nogueiras.
I think boxing and MMA is covered pretty much. I guess, unless we want to talk about... I mean, we kind of talked about
the
Spencer
people
Crawford.
overreacting to Mackenzie Dern.
Oh, yeah. Saying that, divorced Mackenzie Dern is a mythological fighter.
Oh, she's gonna be a problem. I'm
It's
like, cause she
Angela
beat
Hill.
Angela Hill?
Yeah, right?
I can't believe I didn't
literally
wake up.
trades wins and losses her whole
Yes.
fucking career.
They're like, she has more fights than Donald Cerrone. Because she fights every month and loses. What the fuck?
Yeah.
She's fucking 12-1 in the last
She's like,
month.
geez, why can't I ever win a fight? Maybe because you fight too much.
Yeah,
Your body's like, please stop.
I don't
And
even
she's
know.
not super young either. She started late.
She's like, yeah, she was older than Mackenzie Dern.
And Mackenzie Dern's
Like, don't get
fucking...
me wrong.
I always hate her because her accent's fake.
You want to know how bad that card was, though? That fight that had 3 10-8 rounds was fight of the night.
God damn.
What is fight of the night anymore? How's a one-sided beatdown? Oh, that's fight of the night.
They're like...
Hey, she
At least,
survived.
at least they landed punches.
Yeah.
See, that's the fight that they should have been like, oh, she's just going for a moral victory instead of Leon. Did you see Stephen Thompson said Leon Edwards is the most technical striker in the UFC?
I don't know about that.
He was like breaking down video of it. He was like, look at his slips, look at his blocking. He was like, he might not put the most damage on people, but he does the most without getting hit than anybody, he says, in the UFC right now.
Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't get hit a lot.
No, he doesn't.
But yeah, that's all anybody talks about is one punch Nate Diaz landed.
After getting literally destroyed. It
The
wasn't...
whole fight. It wasn't even close.
No. Leon was actually winning that last round until the last 45 seconds.
Yeah.
People were like, oh.
Because I'm pretty sure, wasn't it still 50-45 even with that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. People are just dumb.
Just biased. Like, oh, wait. Nate Diaz 10-7 Leon. I'm like, no. They like turned it on in the last minute and they're like, man, Nate Diaz must be beating his ass.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was one of the only exciting moments for any Diaz fan.
Yeah. But imagine that guy being your favorite fighter and he rocks somebody like that who, like, if he would have won that fight, could have put him in a championship opportunity and just points and doesn't do anything with it.
I feel like most
Yeah,
of the
right.
time, we're the kind of people that pick fighters that are good. Like, they're good.
Yeah, like,
Every once in a while, we'll have fighters that we know are never going to get the belt, but we're like, oh, they're fun to watch. But like,
Bobby Green.
yeah.
Yeah, I just like Bobby Green.
But like the Diaz brothers, the way people are like, oh, they're one of the best fighters ever. Are they, though? I mean, maybe Nick, but Nate, come on.
Yeah, Nick had a great run for a while.
Nate has never had a, like, really...
that's the craziest part is all these Diaz fans like when people say like Diaz Army now, they're talking about Nate. But when we were growing up,
It
it
was
was
Nick.
Nick by far.
And then
no one
let's-
even knew Nate really.
Let's be honest. Out of the two, Nick would fuck Nate up. He would fuck him up. Like Nick in his prime versus Nate in his prime, not even close. Nick would
he
beat
was
the shit out of
way
him.
better all around. He had way better.
Nate
striking
literally
hands.
stole everything from Nick.
Yeah.
His fight style is slaps.
He's the
everything.
worst Nick.
Yeah, he's the worst.
The
at
less
downgrade.
powerful, less everything Nick.
Yeah.
He just got lucky. Lightning struck in a bottle at the right time.
Doesn't have as good as cardio. Doesn't have good a chin. Doesn't hit as hard.
That's why, like, I wish Nick would have stayed in the UFC because then we could have really seen how good he was for a while. Because I feel like when he came back, it was after his prime run.
Well, remember he also got suspended for 5 years.
5 years.
It was gonna be 10
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
for something that's legal
But
now.
according to Nick, he'll be back.
I hope not. He didn't want to be there last time.
I know. Robbie Lawler lost to fucking
Ben Askren.
yeah.
Sorry, I thought we were going that.
No, I was going with. Oh my god, who's the guy? The fucking bearded dude.
Right.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh, Bam Bam Barbarina.
Yeah, Bam
Oh, Barbarena.
Robbie Lawler lost to him. And then Nick Diaz couldn't do anything against Robbie.
I mean, to be fair, it's just because Barbarina outlasted Robbie, because Robbie was fucking him up in the first 2 rounds.
That's what typical Robbie Lawler.
That's why
I mean,
like
now, yeah. Back then, he used to go all 5 rounds really.
Yeah. Now he
Yeah.
just can't.
He's definitely lost that killer instinct. He used to be just so mean. Like, when you heard him, he'd be like... When he
It's
would go...
so weird.
"Ugh," it's like,
because I
oh,
feel like
shit.
when he first started, he was like and like knocking everybody out, and then he had a couple losses and became like depressed and stuff.
He went to, like, Strike Force and stuff.
was getting knocked out in Strike Force and shit.
Well, I mean, that's when he started, like, kind of trading wins
like
and losses.
teeter-tottering, yeah. But then he came back to the UFC and just
It
became
just
a
like he was
fucking-
like, "This is
monster.
my time."
yeah, he
Like,
shaved his whole face, went bald, and just became.
This is my time. I'm coming back for a reason.
Like when they were like, "Do you think you could beat Conor McGregor?" He's like,
He's like,
I wouldn't
he was
beat
like,
him.
I wouldn't have went for a submission. What would you have done?
"No, he. Oh yeah, he said I wouldn't have taken his neck. What would you have done?
Taking his soul. And Tyron Woodley was like,
Yeah, fucking Boss Ruben was like, what the fuck?
no, Boss Ruben was like,
Oh
and then
yeah,
the other guy was like, Jesus.
yeah, Boss Ruben.
You're a Boss
crazy
Ruben.
bastard.
You're not
Like,
gonna
he's
scare Boss
Boss
Ruben.
Ruben's like,
like, me too, man, me too.
Well, he would have. Like,
Dude, Boss Ruben is fucking. His career's so crazy. The fact that he was like knocking people out and then fought jujitsu guys and got submitted a bunch and then literally just trained jujitsu for like 2 years and then just started tapping everybody out.
it just to prove a point.
Yeah, literally, just to prove a point. He doesn't get it.
Yeah, he doesn't get the love that he deserves.
no, because his
The
career,
legends
he
in
kind of
general.
retired early.
He
And,
retired early and was like before the MMA boom.
and I think he was getting so much money from other places, like his home gym stuff and all this other stuff,
And
and
the
he was just
fucking
like, nah, I don't
Self-defense video.
Yeah.
And what the fuck was that? MMA. What was that show called that he did for like 15
The
minutes?
MMA hour or some shit like
It wasn't
that.
an
No?
hour because that's they were Hawaii's. MMA. It was on fucking HD
Yeah.
HD net.
I know what you're talking about.
It's literally from that video we were just talking about. Was on that show.
And Michael Bisping and him did that.
Inside MMA.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good show.
it was. I feel like they had like kind of a Skip and Shannon chemistry, where like. Because the other guy would say some dumb shit. And Boss Ruben would be like, you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. They got
Boss
along.
Ruben just
They got along.
They got
puts him
along.
out.
I mean, Shannon and Skip get along most of the time. You just see the like fights more often because they're viral. But like,
And Skip's a racist. I said it.
Skip's a
Oh,
fucking moron.
speaking of which, that's my new target is Skip Bayless. No,
that should have been your first target.
that should have been my first target.
Yeah,
It's
That's
gonna
what
be
I should've-
it's gonna be a handicap match because I
But
hate
isn't he a
him
big
also.
guy?
Yeah, we'll just do a
he
Ghetto Boys beatdown
Yeah.
on him, dropping them motherfucking bees on him.
Isn't he a big Cowboys fan though?
So I don't
He's
care.
a big
like
whatever.
I
team's
have
popular.
no
I'm just kidding.
I have no allegiance to Cowboys fans.
Just
I like the
yeah.
Cowboys, but not the Cowboys
Yeah, they-
Fuck
fans.
Skip Bayless.
Most of the fans are kind of the worst.
Yeah, I understand. The star brings a lot of hate. So, but it's okay. I understand it. I like the cow. You all guys know why I like the Cowboys. It's more of a sentimental thing.
Yeah.
I rock the star, so I don't really. Whatever. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Dallas sucks. I'm like, yeah, bro, I know. I get it.
Yep.
I understand.
It's like when That's the only thing I like about Stephen A. Smith is when he trolls the Cowboys.
I hate it. I hate it so much, and it's only because I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate his stupid MMA takes. I hate his boxing takes.
God, I hate that they put him on that shit.
I don't like it.
Sumo style wrestling. I hope you die.
He's barely competent when it comes to basketball. And you're gonna put him in sports he has no idea about.
Yeah,
even Shannon Sharp when he tries to talk boxing and stuff. It's like,
Skip. Yeah, Skip's terrible.
Skip and Shannon are both terrible.
Yeah. I don't.
When they start talking about boxing shit, I'm like,
I hate Shannon talking about basketball too. Like, dude, you played NFL. You don't know shit about basketball.
Yeah, it's like, if you could have played in the NBA, you probably would have.
But see, that's the bad thing is I feel
you
like
would have gotten paid more with less damage.
Skip Bayless has that has been his career his whole life is studying sports media and basketball, everything. Shannon had his first half of his life was nothing but football. So what is Skip's excuse that he's still that stupid?
I mean,
the fact that he's trying to say Steph Curry's not even a top 20 great player. I was like,
he's out of his fucking mind.
I would even say, I'd put him in.
He's top 10.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're talking currently or all time?
I think all time top 10.
I could give him that. I can give him that. He's changed the game enough.
At least top 20.
And he's got the 4 rings. He's been
there 6 times. Who is a better shooter than him?
That's what I'm saying.
Alone.
That's what I'm saying. He changed the game to the NBA now. What we have now. So he has to be it. He has to be in there.
He is the best shooter probably ever. He took that from Larry Bird.
Ray Allen. He probably took that from Ray Allen. It was probably Larry, Reggie, Ray, and then now Steph surpassed all of them.
So that's how can you be the best shooter of all time and then not be considered one of the best ever? That's
people make stupid arguments. He tried to say, fucking what was his name? Oh my god.
Name a sport.
It was basketball. Skip Bayless putting someone over Steph. He was from the 70s and 80s. Oh my god.
Bob McAdoo.
No. You're close.
I'm right there. He's probably a Celtic or some shit like that. Oh my god.
It's gonna bug me.
Kevin McHale.
He became a coach in college. And then he became a commentator in college. Oh my god.
Bill Walton.
Yes. No.
I was like, there's no way. It's Bill Walton.
No, I think it was Bill Walton.
Former Celtic.
Yeah.
He's really big, and he was in Little Nicky. Yes, my hair is a flame.
Yes.
That guy.
Yeah, he said Bill Walton was over Steph Curry.
Maybe height-wise.
Yeah.
But definitely with his one title.
He was naming all these things. James Harden, you said, is better than Steph. I'm like, he has no credentials to be better than Steph.
No rings.
no rings. Yeah. Steph has better stats. I don't know what his argument is. But then he said Bill Walton, and Shannon Sharp was like, I'm not listening.
Yeah.
So I know Shannon Sharp played football most of his life, but I know he was a really big basketball fan.
I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't know stuff about basketball, but the fact that all these people get these shows just to say stupid shit. Kendrick Perkins, I would fist fight him if I seen him in person. We're not getting paid millions of dollars to just spew dumb shit.
Hey, keep it sexy. They don't know that.
I mean, that's what we're shooting for.
Keep it sexy. That's all we got.
Why are we not? If they can go on and just Kendrick Perkins can go on and say whatever the fuck he wants and get millions of dollars.
Yeah, let's just get rich off of calling Dana White a bitch.
Yeah, you hear that, Dana? Your wife slapping bastard?
Yeah, mention us next in your press conference, you little bitch.
Yeah. Put that on Pornhub because we're fucking you so hard. Bam! That's right.
He was talking...
I have no idea what I'm saying.
Just during that Francis thing, he was talking shit about some media guy who was giving Francis props and stuff. He had no argument about what he said. He just said, this guy looks like he fucking came from a stupid time machine out of the 1800s, the way he fucking dresses. What does that have to do with what he said about Francis? You're a fucking child.
That'd be funny if you, looked over and he has, one of those, shirts that, crisscross stuff and, a hat with a feather in it. And he's...
Well, I'll admit he's out of style because you remember, the early 2000s, Tom Hardy era?
Oh, yeah.
He still dresses like that.
Oh, a scarf and some weird shit.
And, fucking, that weird graphic tee that's, got, half sleeves. Yeah. He still dresses like that, so don't get me wrong. He is definitely out of style, but, So
he's CM Punk. He is CM Punk.
Worse than that. He's, like the metrosexual South Park episode. He dresses like that. Yeah. But...
Nice.
What are we talking
Crab
about?
people.
Crab people, I guess.
Let's see. Let's see if I can backtrack this a little bit.
We were talking about... It started with Stephen A. Smith's stupid MMA takes, then we just went to all the bad media guys. But we can move...
Oh, yes, wrestling is what we were
let's
supposed to
wrestling.
fucking go to. God damn, getting off
Night
on tangents.
of Champions.
Night of Champions.
We'll talk about... We don't have to talk about everything, but we'll talk about the big matches. They're calling it a triple main event, which I hate when they do that.
Retarded.
There's one main event. If it closes the night, it's
the main event.
But they got Roman and Solo versus Kevin and Sammy. I'm pretty sure the Usos are going to, in some way, whether they're trying to help Roman or screwing him on purpose, they're going to play a factor in Kevin and Sammy retaining. I would say Cody versus Brock. They did this angle on Raw where Brock beat the shit out of Cody and broke his arm.
Yeah.
But he's still going to wrestle. I'm like, so that's how he's going to lose, and it's going to be because of his arm? Like, that's fucking stupid.
Or he's going to use the cast to beat Brock Lesnar.
But that's what, if they do have him win with the injury, I'm like, what? I don't think, they're still trying to prove, they're still trying to prove that Cody is worthy when everybody was already behind him. I'm like, what are you still
remember,
trying to prove?
this was earlier in, like, a couple episodes before WrestleMania, and do you remember when I said that it would be hilarious if they gave us nothing, and then they gave us nothing? Was that, in hindsight, not hilarious? Wasn't that great? Because I said that it would kind of be a robbery if they did not give Roman Reigns 1,000 days.
Yeah, that's what fucking Jordan says, too.
I thought it was just funny how they're like, here's the way to the shore thing, and then you hit a brick wall. Like, if they roadrunnered you. Yeah. Bam!
Well, but see, if he loses to Brock, then that means they're setting up a rematch against Brock at SummerSlam, and so then that means Cody's still not winning it at SummerSlam. If they really try to make it all the way till next Mania, like, that's dragging it on too much. Like, for one, are people still going to be behind Cody if it's taking him that long? Maybe. You can't guarantee that, and I feel like you're playing a risky game. And then two, Roman's going to stay champ that much longer? Like, come on now. People are saying that it's rumored that he's not going to lose the belt until SummerSlam next year because then he'll be at 2,000 days or some shit. Or, no, he'll break Bruno Sammartino's single run record with like 1,700 something days.
I thought Bruno Sammartino had it for 7 years. Like, continuously.
Was it continuously?
I thought so.
That's just what people have been saying.
Uh-huh.
But
I could be wrong, because there's a lot of wrestling nerds out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know too much about Bruno, because I kind of hate
But I do want to give my theory, or my fun stuff, for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. So here's what I want to do. This is what I want. Because you know me, I always like thinking outside the box, because this is the fun thing about wrestling. You could literally do anything.
Yeah.
So, I say that the Usos come out, right? And then they start whooping Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' ass, and then they throw Sami Zayn somewhere. He's gone for a little while, right? Kevin Owens starts battling back, starts doing his thing. Maybe what's his fucking face, Matt Riddle, fucking comes in. Bam! This is where Randy Orton comes back, and then he comes in, right, and he starts fucking laying waste and whatever. So he gives a couple of RKOs. He gets out of there, and so does Bro Mosexual. He gets out of there, and then but. Kevin Owens is getting ready to pin Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn comes out of nowhere, breaks up the pin, gives him a haluva kick. Roman Reigns covers him. 1, 2, 3. They're back in the bloodline. Good graces. Suck our dicks. Yeah. Suck our dicks. Yeah. So now you're setting up for a 3-way, and I love how you guys are on your phone while I'm fucking talking, and I wasn't sitting here on my phone while you guys were fucking talking.
I'm listening.
Then you have I don't care what you hate, Christian. This is my thing. and then you have fucking Roman Reigns, Solo, whatever the fuck his name is, because I can't ever pronounce his name. And then Sami Zayn versus
Solo
Sequoia, whatever the fuck.
Sequoia or something?
Yeah, sure. Sequoia. There we go.
Yeah.
I can't ever pronounce his name. And then you have those three versus Kevin Owens and RK Bro, and then that, I don't know, I just want chaos, and I think that would be a fun twist.
That would definitely be chaos.
Yeah, why not? Who gives a shit? Because I like thinking out of the box. I know it won't happen, but sometimes I fucking nail it. There are times where I say some wild shit and it happens and I fucking
I
nail
think
it.
it's getting to the point where Christian's going to assassinate you.
Whatever. Bring it on.
That piss him off.
Bring it on. It's just mad because at WrestleMania it happened.
You're gonna be sleeping.
I mean, but that one was believable. Like, part of me was like, man, they could have Roman just retain. But like, all that's a little
fun.
much.
That'd be fun.
That's a little much.
That'd be fun.
I can see it more. I feel like there's more chance if like
There's
Solo turning on Roman.
There's no chance in what I just said. But I like the chaos and to think about it.
That's what makes it
You're gonna
fantasy
wake up,
booking.
like, and just Christian's gonna be over your bed with like black gloves. Chloroform.
Because it happened.
Yeah.
She's like, this motherfucker.
The night after it happens. It was a joke. Yeah. Chloroform. You're gonna wake up in the trunk of his car.
I guess then the only thing to talk about left is, I think, the real main event. Seth versus AJ for the heavyweight championship.
I wish they would just bring back Goldie, just because. I mean, this is the take on the belt is fine. I have no problems with it. I wasn't as mad as I was when I first saw the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, I hate that new.
I hate it. But I don't like it as much as I like the new United States title, which is weird. I kind of like the new United States title. Like, I like just the way it looks. Because now it looks like a real title. Because, remember back then, even though it looked cool, it was just smaller.
It looked kind of like it's plastic.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Not that I hated it. It's actually one of my favorite belts, but I just always looked like smaller
like
or like
flimsy,
weird.
yeah.
I don't know. So now this is just like a legitimate title. Yeah. And I thought it was kind of silly when... What was it when fucking John Cena had it? It just looked weird too. Yeah. So it never had a really good look until now. Yeah. But I just like Goldie. The World Heavyweight Championship is the championship I love the most, only because Ric Flair. Woo. Yeah.
But I mean, it's also looked better.
It
looked like
cool.
Something you wanted.
Yeah.
Like the old UFC.
You're like, wow, that looks expensive.
Yeah. Like the old UFC belts. Now they're like.
They did officially announce, though, that the lineage will continue.
Really?
So, like, it's continuing, like, from Randy Orton was the last champ of that belt until 2013. So it's going to continue from then.
Cool. You know what belts need to be updated? Boxing belts. They look...
Yeah, those are the ribbons and shit. You're like
toys.
They look dumb.
They're like, congratulations, you just got this big ribbon.
Those are literally what comes in a Happy Meals, fucking boxing belts.
Yeah. But... Yeah, I think Seth. I feel it's kind of a no-brainer. Seth will probably take it, and it'll be a good match. And they'll tease AJ's gonna win a few times, but Seth will win. He'll take it.
He deserves it. I mean, he's been putting everybody else the fuck over. Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if AJ wins.
I wouldn't be surprised. Either of them could make that belt legitimate right off the bat. But like you said, I just think these last 2 years of Seth just like putting everybody over and like being like. I don't know. I wouldn't really say like a jobber, but like he was like
kind of
putting everybody else over just for the sake of the company. I feel like he's earned this.
Okay, so my prediction.
You can't make me mad with this one because I don't care whoever wins.
Okay, cool. Because
neither
of them are gonna win.
Yeah.
Brock comes out and wins.
Okay, scenario number 2. That was crazy, but I'll give it to you. Damn. Brock was going to come out. Damn, alright, never mind. Fair enough. Alright, you saw where this was going.
They've done it too much with Brock.
Oh, okay, alright, I'll throw something else out. Ultimo Dragon comes back.
The Hurricane. I'm just kidding.
Oh, damn, that would be dope. Okay, the Hurricane comes back. He goes to chokeslam him. They're like, ha ha ha. And then they pick him up. Or they try to chokeslam him, but then he's like, kicks them both in the nuts, grabs them both for a chokeslam, double pin. Hurricane is now the heavyweight champion.
I would be happier with that than what you said about the Kevin and Sammy thing.
The Hurricane coming back out of nowhere and winning the belt.
At least I could be like, damn, I can't believe that happened. With Kevin and Sammy, I'm just like...
You would just happened. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Like, what if we're watching this together and it's like, stand back, there's a... And you just turn to me and I'm like...
I feel like even you would be like, holy shit.
But I guess we can move on to
Wow, why'd you say it like that?
Because they're pretty bad.
They're pretty bad right now. I can never watch it because I just refuse to get the service.
I can never watch it because I don't want to.
So, the main event is the 4 Pillars match or whatever.
Yeah.
The 4 Pillars of AEW doesn't really make sense to me because when AEW started, the focal points were Jericho and Moxley. So I'm like, how are they the
Jericho,
4
Moxley, Cody Rhodes, and then maybe Kenny Omega?
Yeah. So I'm like, how is MJF, Sammy, Darby, and fucking Jungle Boy the Pillars? Jungle Boy was a fucking jobber until like last year.
Yeah, that's a weird. That would. I don't know.
What's
technically the 4 pillars? Is it just a fatal 4-way?
It's a fatal 4-way match.
Yeah,
they're called the 4 Pillars because they're saying that the foundation of AEW was built on those 4 pillars. I'm like,
yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
And it's just like MJF's gonna win. Like it's.
Well, I mean, they're missing Cody Rhodes.
Then,
then maybe it would have been.
Cody was like not he like.
Okay, so Cody Rhodes comes back.
Yeah. But I'm like, it'll be a decent match, but it's like people are already saying. This is what I hate, is the fans. Because they're already saying Double or Nothing's better than Night of Champions, and neither's even happened yet. You guys are fucking stupid. But, whatever. And we also got Anarchy in the arena match. Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. It'll be a fun match. It'll be whatever. The Elite are going to win. We all know it. This is, they're the...
I didn't know it.
Thanks. Spoiler. Dang, we were all just gonna watch the match.
I'm not watching it now.
We got.
I was gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah,
Orange Cassidy.
Is that Saturday?
I think that one's Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I like when wrestling's on Sunday.
Yeah, back when WWE used to always be on Sunday. Now they're like, oh, it's either Sunday or Saturday, but it's like every Saturday it's been. I swear.
Yeah, it's like just go back to Sunday. Why are we competing with shit?
Anyway, Orange Cassidy's defending his belt in a Battle Royal match, which the participants haven't really been announced yet. And then Wardlow versus Christian Cage with his hurt neck that he just came back again from hurting in a ladder match. I'm like, okay.
Like you just like paying this guy's medical bills, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna see a live fucking.
We're gonna see
crippled.
Joe, what are all these parallelograms doing here?
And then
Kick, he's a paraplegic. That doesn't mean he can't hear. Kick, Joe, kick.
But the thing that also gets me about AEW is they always put stipulations on matches for no reason. Like Jericho is facing Adam Cole in an unsanctioned match. I'm like, why?
You mean like old WWE?
Just call it a no DQ.
Well, why is it unsanctioned? Like, they haven't had bloody brawls that it's gotten so bad they need to unsanction it so they're not liable. That's, like, what an unsanctioned match is supposed to be.
Oh, and then we know it's not going to be that bad.
Yeah. Well, that's what they did with Ciampa and Gargano. They had 2 matches, and it was so unhinged that they were like, we're not doing a third one, and then they were like, if we do it, it's not going to be sanctioned. Whatever. That makes sense. It's still kind of
It's not going to be sanctioned, but we're going to televise it.
Yeah. And we're going to profit from it.
Yeah.
That's what Kenny Omega and Moxley did, too. But I think this is also a way for Jericho to lose, but to not count, because, AEW has records.
In AEW, do they wear jeans during an unsanctioned match like they normally do? I think that's always weird.
Moxley and Omega did when they had theirs. Yeah.
That's always such a weird thing. It's like,
but
this is an unsanctioned match.
Jeans?
We're going to fight. Oh, then I'm just going to wear my jeans.
Yeah,
not the
WWE.
stuff that I fight in all the time.
Yeah.
Same with WWE. It could be a hardcore match, no rules, no DQ, but as soon as it's a street fight, breaking out the jeans.
Jeans and boots. So you're like, what the fuck are we doing?
Like when CM Punk came out in jeans against I think it was Jericho in a street fight. I'm like, what's the jeans?
I don't get the whole jeans
Let
thing.
me be uncomfortable for 30 minutes. Like. But yeah, whatever.
It's gonna stop me from scraping my thighs.
Yeah.
It's because it's because they watched Roadhouse.
I'm gonna watch both. Just because I'm a wrestling fan, but I don't have super high hopes for Night of Champions either. Everyone's like, oh, you're just biased. No. But I do think WWE has been putting on a better product than AEW lately.
Yeah,
and then especially all this shit with Collision. Now they're saying, because Collision was pretty much made for CM Punk to come back. So they could split up the roster so there's not as much drama and have a second show where CM Punk could just be the star of. But now he's like, I don't know what's going on.
I might come back. I'll come back. Maybe not.
So I guess HBO Discovery execs or whatever, because they own like TNT and TBS, they tried to reach out to Punk and they said it didn't go well, so they're not advertising him. So now AEW sent Punk a letter saying either you start complying with your contract or we're suing you. So I'm like, well, this is just gonna
comply,
blow up even more now. So I'm like, no CM Punk return, I guess.
Or he's gonna return and just start doing dumb shit again.
Maybe. But it just shows, like, even if people don't like CM Punk, he was a draw. Because Double or Nothing last year, when CM Punk was going for the belt, was already sold out. It's 4 days away, and they haven't even sold half the tickets. Yeah, so it's like... And another thing, I think Saraya...
And another thing.
Saraya, formerly Paige, worst signing in AEW history.
Yeah,
Damn.
She has been shit. Her promos, dog shit. They put her in a faction with they're called the Outcasts, and it's like ex-WWE girls who just fight everybody, and it's terrible.
Do they fight around the world?
Yeah, they literally do. Every place they're at around the world, they just attack Britt Baker shit backstage. And it's been going on for months, and nothing's happened with it. Like, it's just stupid. And she just cusses and says stupid shit. Like, controversial shit or whatever, and I'm like, they spent so much money and made such hype about her return just to turn it into one of the worst angles in wrestling.
Well, I support abortion.
Something.
So,
That's pretty terrible.
you're telling me you're not getting the AEW video game?
I will try it just because it's on Game Pass. But other than that,
I ain't getting
they were making a
shit.
big deal today because they were like, oh, there's a new thing where you can set the pyro off yourself when they're coming out.
Wow.
I'm like, wow. Let me
Revolutionary.
But you know everyone's just going to be dumb and be like, just making shit ton of fireworks come out.
You're like, skip it!
Yeah, that's what my friend Robert said. He was like, it doesn't make any sense everyone hyping it up when literally after they see a couple entrances, everyone's just going to skip them. I was like, yeah. Once you get like a couple of the cool entrances in one time, you don't watch them ever again.
Yeah.
People said that about fatalities in Mortal Kombat, but I'll still.
I mean, that's a big part of the game, and but entrances is like, oh wow, something I see a better version of on TV
In real life.
Nah, entrances used to be way better. Entrances now suck.
Most of them are pretty generic. Yeah. You get like a few like Cody
Yeah,
Rhodes,
Seth's good.
Seth.
Cody Rhodes is good.
But most of them is just like song. Walk to the ring.
Song.
Or weird pose, nothing behind it.
Hey, don't do Randy's pose like that. It's the goat.
Sorry, I'll do glorious.
Yeah, it's basically just not as cool Randy Orton.
I want wrestlers to
But
start
I did
walking
like his song in the presentation.
how Christian said.
What?
I said I want wrestlers to start walking how Christian said. Just fucking
So
like a
stupid.
fucking ape. Just
Hey.
me fight now.
Who's
No
the-
fireworks.
which-
Fight.
Oh, okay.
Which
Okay, so
wrestler would you
Eugene
say
should
is
come
the-
back. Oh man. We have a place in wrestling for Eugene right now.
Is it because of that walk?
Yeah,
Just
that's
kidding.
exactly. I was just thinking. I was like, man, what are some other dumb fucking entrances? Oh, Eugene, duh.
So you just come out. Yeah.
I kind of actually miss Eugene. He was actually kind of fun. Like, I don't know.
I
Sometimes,
will admit, as bad as Eugene was, that era of wrestling is my favorite.
yeah, I would, because they had good wrestling and they had fun stuff. I feel like wrestling,
it
they
was
don't
a mix
have.
of both.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of like funny shit
Yeah.
going down. We just
Like,
every
they have,
now and
funny
again,
promos
yeah.
and stuff, but not like funny.
But they're
gimmicks.
trying to be serious. And just like funny things happen.
Yeah.
Like Sami Zayn.
I mean, I'll admit, like, Kevin Owens has, like, funny moments and stuff like that, but, like...
Yeah, funny moments,
That's,
but
like,
not
all
funny
him.
characters.
Yeah.
I wish we had more funny characters. Like I miss Santino. I miss Santino. Santino's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I
I'm,
love
like,
him
trying
when he calls other people's names. Like, I love the Babatista.
Babatista. Juan Cena.
John
John
Cena.
Cena.
John
John
Cena.
Cena. You got a pretty big mouth, John Cena.
Yeah.
It's funny because, he's like...
And John Cena literally
He's like
goes,
trying like not to laugh.
Because he has a serious look, but he goes.
John Cena.
It's like Chris Jericho.
Sheamus. Sheamus.
When Chris Jericho first started doing that was the funniest shit. What about you? What about Raisin? Mike Henry.
The big slow.
Mike
Vance McMahon.
Vance McMahon. It's such an asshole.
It's just like such a subtle little thing, but you know the other guy was like,
This motherfucker.
Especially the Raisin one. What about you? What about Raisin? He could have said like Maven or something. Raisin. You know,
Chris
Raven
Jericho
was like,
rules.
son of a bitch.
He's like, got me again, this motherfucker.
and just to think, Raven was never anything after that. Chris Jericho buried
Him so bad.
Just like when The Rock buried Billy Gunn.
Literally, Billy Gunn was in a huge push, just won King of the Ring, and then The Rock.
They were gonna push him to face The Rock for the title, but The Rock.
That's when he was like, "My name's Billy."
My name is Billy. To Santa, right?
To God.
Oh yeah, to God. My name is Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is. He's like, Billy, if The Rock hit you, he'd kill you.
I mean, it also doesn't help that The Rock like destroyed them in their match, but when they actually
That Rock, like with promos, was the best. He starts getting a little too much with the catchphrases and stuff like later on.
It's probably because he's like, "Oh, I'm already making the big bucks and main eventing every night. Why am I gonna try that hard?"
Every once in a while, he has a good one, but like when he first started,
I liked when he brought the sing along with The Rock.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of fun.
Yeah, when he became that
Hollywood Rock
made The Rock refreshing when he became Hollywood Rock. Yeah.
He's
really
way better as like a bad guy. I feel like
a bad guy or like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
When he's like a full baby face.
He sucks.
Cringy.
Terrible fucking moves. Terrible.
He gets his ass beat, has a slap fest, and then a sharpshooter, and then gets his ass beat, and then hits
more
a rock
smacks.
bottom. And then backstage, it's all poutine pie and.
You saw The Rock naked? So I was in here the whole time.
Were you staring at The Rock's strudel?
What was it? He's like, I was in here, and The Rock has a tiny ding-a-ling, and he just like leaves, and you're like, this is wrestling's wild. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Honestly, that's one of The Rock's best feuds is with her.
The Hurricane, because he can't embarrass the Hurricane because he's already a stupid fucking superhero.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Fucking he beat The Rock.
I always loved when he was like, he pulls back the curtain at WrestleMania, and they're just standing there, and he's like, look, it's the Hamburglar and Grimace. How about you try some chicken nuggets, you fat son of a bitch? And closes it. You're like, wow, that was their WrestleMania moment,
Or
huh?
when he's like, you ain't shit. Well, he doesn't say that. He says,
You ain't shit.
He's like, you're a loser. You're a deadbeat. You're nothing. Hello, it's nothing. He said he's calling for you.
You ain't shit.
I wish he would have said that. You ain't shit. You're a bitch.
Here, you ain't shit.
It's
Here,
shit. It says he knows
yeah,
you.
it's shit. He says he doesn't know you. See, you ain't shit.
You ain't shit.
But that promo was funny. He's like, you're nothing. It's nothing. Here he is. He says he knows you.
You ain't nothing.
Oh my god.
You ain't shit.
You ain't shit. All happy too. You ain't shit.
You're nothing. You're never gonna be nothing.
You ain't shit.
Oh god. I think that might wrap it.
Yeah, except for Adam's call out of the week.
Okay, so there's somebody that I've had a problem with for just a little while now, and since it is my call out of the week, I have to just say there is.
I don't know why I just like threw your.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate
As a
it.
1950s
and it's okay. Yeah.
car salesman.
And I have to say, the person who's been really fucking chapping my ass this week has been God, who was it? Oh my God, I'm trying to remember his name. He's everywhere. He's always trying to fuck with things. Satan, or as I like to call him, the judges who. Fuck, dude, I have no idea. You threw it to me. I got nothing. I'm trying to think of something, but I normally am pretty good at this right off the ball, but I can't think of anything. Can't think of anything. Who do I have? Oh no, I called out Skip Bayless earlier.
Yeah,
I called out Skip Bayless earlier. We've already done this. Sorry. This should have been a swing out of the park. Skip Bayless, I will fucking beat the shit out of you. You have terrible takes. You're awful. Your sumo style wrestling bullshit with Nate Diaz. Yes, my person I would like to smack in the nuts this week is Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is the worst commentator. Granted, yes, I hate Stephen A. Smith and all that good stuff, and we'll get my beef with him once football season happens. But Jesus Christ, this guy should not talk about anything. Let's just kill him in the town square. Let's just get rid of him. Let's just get rid of him altogether.
Just have a fucking beheading.
Yeah, like a beheading, maybe a tar and feather, something like that. I don't know. I feel like he
Burn him at
deserves
the
it.
stake like a witch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be so much better.
We used to put him in the middle of town and we would stone him.
Oh, we did not. But we should have.
We should have, and we should do that.
I mean, Skip
To
Bayless
Skip
was probably
Bayless.
old enough that he was watching some people get stoned back in the 1800s.
I'm just kidding.
There was guns in the 1800s.
Hey, everybody loves to throw a rock, man. And if you're allowed to throw it at a person, just be honest. Would you throw it at a person? If you were allowed to. If you're like, hey, this person touches children, here's a big fucking rock, you want to throw it at him? And I'm not going to get in trouble? No, I'm not saying Skip Bayless touches children, but I'm just saying it's on the equivalent.
Hey, if Undertaker can do it, I'm kidding.
If Undertaker could do it, Skip Bayless, somebody would call the cops on him. People would be afraid of the Undertaker. Because back then the Undertaker had powers. Remember, he shot lightning. You don't know if that's gonna happen.
He's a magical zombie.
Yeah, remember that?
Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, but he was kind of like that for a little while. So yeah, no, fuck that.
Him come floating down the ring. Do it.
Something, dark side. Something,
Rest
complete.
Complete. Yeah,
Rest in peace.
Floating down.
This is my yard.
Oh, and the other person that I have a beef with right now is LeBron James. I love it. I'm just saying. I really hope you retire now, because that means that the Nuggets retired you, and I would love nothing more than to just be like, you got swept by the fucking Denver Nuggets on the way into their first ever finals appearance, and they made you quit. And I'm so happy you don't get to play with your son. I hope he doesn't even make the NBA.
I'm guessing. I feel like his son was like, Dad, I don't want to play with you, because now all of a sudden he's like, it's my aspirations. It doesn't mean that it's his. What did he say to you? Make you change your mind all of a
I don't want to play with you. It's too much pressure, and I gotta be honest, fucking bothered me.
Yeah, you're fucking annoying.
You're the worst teammate.
That'd be funny.
I hope he gets dunked on by his son, and they both tear their ACL on the way down. And then just done. Both of your careers done. It's not even that I hate your son. I just think, with my wrestling brain, that's the funniest outcome.
And we hate you.
Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, just like Shane O'Mac, just fucking doing the...
Yeah, that'd be like... They're not even a dunk. Like, they're just like going out there to dap up, and then both of them just tear their quads.
Yeah.
Dap it up.
Yeah, that would be... You go to blow out your stupid fucking cum or whatever that you do. The thing that... I don't know what it is. Baby powder. Sure, whatever. So you go to do that, and then you blow out your shoulder, and you can't lift it past...
My eyes!
It's like the Three Stooges. Like, he blows it out, gets in his eye, gets in his son's eye. They start stumbling around, slip on the fucking Towel Boy's little thing, smack their heads.
Oh, like $1 Million Babies?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. On the fucking scores table.
And then the next time you see LeBron, he's in one of those wheelchairs that you have to blow in to move, but then he's doing circles around the Lakers logo.
Yeah. See,
LeBron James.
That happens to LeBron. His son, like you said, falls on the basketball. The basketball launches him in the air. He lands straight on his neck.
And then there's nothing wrong with him, but he is now accordion boy.
Yeah, he loses 6 inches, so now no NBA team wants it.
But nothing's wrong with him physically. It's just he just gets a little bit wider and a lot shorter.
Yeah. Where's the rest of you?
Where's the rest of you?
Right. Well, that was a funny way to end it.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And fuck Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah.